It's me again, the Explore Channel UK, and I'm back with another video. And I'm trying to find Grim's Ditch today. I'm in Grovely Woods, and it also has a Roman road, which I'm going to show you as well later on in the video. I believe that I did find something behind where I was, which was a ditch into a field which was then flat on top. But the problem was there was a track with another mound area, then another track, and another mound area. So I didn't really know whether that was the Grim's Ditch or not. And it seemed a little bit strange to me that the thing just stopped. Now, the theory behind the Grim's Ditch is that it was, well, some people say it was tribal boundaries. I don't think so. But more that it was an agricultural boundary point for agriculture purposes. If anyone knows what the Grim Ditch was used for, so I've done a little bit of research online, but I don't think really anyone knows what it's about. But it's an Iron Age construction, and you'll know that when I go to the Roman road later. I'll show you it goes through the ditch, if I can find a ditch. But I know this Roman road does go through the ditch, so hopefully I'll find it. But yeah, it'd be cool to hear anyone's comments on that as well later on. One thing is for certain is that this ditch crops up everywhere, all the way up to Herefordshire, or Hertfordshire I believe, and Oxfordshire. And if it all linked together at one point, it would have been one of the biggest earthworks in the whole of Britain, which would have been an enormous feat in itself. But one thing I do know is the Grim's Ditch, or a portion of the Grim's Ditch that is in Grovely Woods, is near the entrance point of the woods on the OS maps. So I should be able to find it, and I hope I can, because it is really cool that it's older than the Roman road that goes through this woods. Another unusual thing about the Roman road that goes through this woods is that it's tarmacked, and that happened during World War II for some reason. I believe it's because there's bunkers in these woods where people used to hide out during the war. So there's a lot of things to cover in this video. Not also the Hansel sisters as well, which is witches' trees, which there's another folklore that apparently some people were buried underneath these trees. There's 4 unique beech trees in the woods where there was an outbreak of smallpox in Wilton that apparently these people were responsible for, and they were Danish. Now, I did watch another video on this actually with a friend of mine who's in my videos, West Country Explorer, and he did a video on this. And he looked through the archives in the library, I think, and he was led to a parish in Westbury, I believe, where he ended up discovering that this person in Wilton was maybe not even the sisters, but a man called Samuel Sly, I believe. And he did a few date records, and it all kind of linked up together. So maybe the Hansel sister story is actually just a guy in Wilton that was either responsible for something. But it turned out that he could have been a wig maker, I believe. He did quite a bit of research on this. So it was all in the same period of time, 1700 and something. And yeah, he was 33, I think, when he died. Or in his 30s, early 30s, when he died. But yeah, apparently he was executed or something like that. So maybe that's the actual story, which is quite interesting to think. But yeah, all a bit interesting. But here I am coming at the entrance anyway, and we're going to cut this intro down, and I hope you enjoy the video. Just on the Roman road, and I just met a guy who has told me where the Grim's Ditch is through this woods, so we are going to find it after all. So I'm really happy about that. I didn't have a map with me. He brought up an OS map on his phone, and he showed me that the Grim's Ditch would be at the 9th left turning on this road. So some distance up there, around 2 miles. So yeah. Now this Roman road was tarmac during World War II, which I did mention earlier. And yeah, it's a very straight Roman road. It's really cool. And you'll see that this Roman road will go basically across the ditch itself, which means that this Roman road is younger than Grim's Ditch. And I'll show you that later. So there's the first left turn there. So I've got to keep an eye out. Keep watching. Here is the Iron Age Grim's Ditch that we've all been waiting for in the video. Now this is an enormous work, and it's still debated of what this was for. But as you can see, it goes all the way down there as well. And this is an Iron Age. It's older than the Roman road that goes through this woods. And there's a debate about what this was for. Some say it was agricultural boundary, which does kind of make sense to some of the Grim's Ditches around the country in Oxfordshire and Hertfordshire, I believe. But they crop up everywhere, but they're not linked. But if they were all linked, because now it's towns and cities, but if they were all linked, then this would have been the biggest earthwork in the whole of the UK, without a doubt. But yeah, this is an Iron Age, if not even Bronze Age, structure for defensive purpose or even agricultural purposes. Comment below, let us know what you think it was for. But yeah, very interesting piece of work. And yeah, some areas there's not a bank on both sides, and they're against the field like this. Now that's interesting, and some of them are quite a bit higher against the field. For example, in Oxfordshire, there's one like that. But it doesn't really make sense to me how they could be the same as this, because this has both sides. Are they related, or are they just the edge of a field against the field? I don't know. That's what I don't understand about this, because you can see loads of banks against fields where there's tracks and everything, can't you? So are they actually Grim's Ditches? This is different because this has got a bank on both sides, and it's complete, and you know, you've got a complete ditch here. It's very distinct. It's not the same as the ones in Oxfordshire that they call the Grim's Ditch, that have a bank only on one side against a field for agricultural purpose. There's no reason why this would be an agricultural piece of thing for me, because this wood dates back 2,500 years and there would have been trees here. It's the Explore Channel UK. I'm just out here for a massive walk, and I'm on my way to a Roman road, and I'm also trying to find Grim's Ditch. That's right, I'm out in